Now it's time to wind the clock back. Let's go back to a battery day in around September 2021. That was when Elon and co were talking about the 4680 tabless anode cell that is now in production in Model Ys, the new battery. On that day, they also dropped a teaser. We're going plaid. They're going to this new super duper model, orders opened within the day, or I think even on that day, and everyone wanted the fastest production car in the world. There was Plaid Plus and there was Plaid, and Plaid Plus was supposed to do the quarter mile standing in under 9 seconds, and Plaid was supposed to do it in a 9.2. Now, as soon as Australian orders opened, bang, deposit down, I was in. I always wanted to own the fastest production car in the world. I didn't really give a damn about price. I would find the money somehow. I would, by the way, the link to my OnlyFans is, I was just having one. So I put down the order, I put down the deposit, and the waiting game began. Now, the first problem was, within a couple of months, Plaid Plus was cancelled. And Elon's on Twitter going, Plaid's fast enough. We don't need Plaid Plus. In fact, he didn't say it like that. He went, cancelled Plaid Plus. That's probably more like how he said it. However, everyone was crying about that. I didn't care. I still had a bunch of mates over here, my old booger shucker friends. Tesla are lying. There's no way those cars will ever do a 9.2. And of course, the first person to test one properly was Jay Leno. Bang, straight out 9.2. Plenty of people had done 9.1s in them. They were on between 9.1 and 9.3, 9.4, whatever, right? On their road tyres. Bloody fast cars. So of course I was getting all juicy and excited. Now, people are saying, it's never going to come, it's never going to come, it's never going to come. Now, I've been a Tesla-phile, a member of the cult, long enough to know that their communication sucks. The only time, as soon as your order is processed, they go prepare for delivery in your account. And about a month, you get no communication. About a month before the thing's due to arrive, they send you an invoice and say, fix this up or you're getting nothing. Right? This is the way Tesla work. And I'm kind of used to it now because there's always a surprise around every corner. But the surprise I wasn't expecting is after 2 years, best part of 2 years waiting, we all got an email the other day due to, I forget the words, basically it was, up yours, we decided we're not doing right-hand drive. But you can have your deposit back. Thanks, Ilona. What about the interest you made on it? And we'll give you $3,000 off a new Model 3 or Y. I've already got a Model 3. I don't want another one. If I wanted a Model Y, I wouldn't have bought a bloody S. Think about it. I know some people have, and it's not transferable. So if the video photographer wants to buy a Y, I can't give him my credit. Thanks, Ilona. Rather than being angry, I was more devastated. And I know a lot of people that have, all my mates had orders too. I don't know if any of them would have followed through with it, but a few of them would have. It was a $250,000 car. It wasn't cheap, but for the fastest car in the world, it was bloody good. So, we're all devo, not angry, and it was just more of a kick in the guts than it was like, I'm going to get you a loaner. Musk, stupid idea. We were your OG fan base, but I suppose making coin on Model 3s and Ys out of Shanghai is more important than establishing your brand because you've already done that, I suppose. So that means no Roadster for Australia, definitely no Cybertruck for Australia. You drive a 3 or a Y or get stuffed. Pretty much how it rolls. Very, very sad state of affairs. Now, I first saw this coming when I watched one of my favourite YouTubers, Sandy Munro from Munro and Associates, and unlike other Model S's or 3s, Ys or whatever, there was no provision in the firewall casting or firewall stamping for a right-hand drive steering column, and normally there is. And I thought, hello, something's going on here. Sure enough, that was it. However, earlier in the day, or earlier in the piece, when people were taking out their screens to put in swivel mounts and stuff before that became factory, there were right-hand drive wiring connectors in the loom. So at one point, they were going to do right-hand drive. Then they've looked at like the 50 or 100 orders in Australia only in New Zealand and thought, Just not worth us tooling to do it. What about the UK? What about Japan? They're right-hand drive countries as well. They're still available there, but in left-hand drive, because unlike Australia, Schizvelia, you can register left-hand drive cars there brand new as well, which you can't here in Australia. It has to be some pile of junk that's like 30 years old, that's ready for the bin and dangerous as all get out to be able to register it left-hand drive. Make sense of that. Stupid. Now, what about we import some and convert them? Forget about that too. You can do it. It could be done. If you found someone that wanted to recast the dash, not so hard, do a, one of those stupid chain conversions on the fastest production car in the world under the dash, or even maybe mirror image it and do the right rack. It could be done, but there's a few things that stop you. One of them is all of the software updates would be US, so you can't get the thing to read in kilometres an hour or anything like that because it doesn't know it's out of country. Well, it will know it's out of country. That's also another problem. Another thing is, I don't believe the comms protocol for OTA updates would be the same in Australia. So I don't think you'd be basically buying a brick that will never be able to be updated, which means within a short period of time, if it doesn't do it instantly, knowing it's out of country, you won't be able to use the supercharger network. So unless Tesla come on board and actually allow us to do conversions, which there is a pretty good 1 in 1.2 trillion chance of them doing that, right? It's never going to happen. So you can bring one in, slow charge it at home, trailer it to the racetrack and run your 9.2s, but there are easier ways to run a 9-second quarter mile than doing that. So yes, I'm Devo. So the question I've got now, I've got my eye on one of these, a 20 model, real nice looking thing too, very low K, 17, 15,000, something like that. Do I bite the bullet and do I buy a Model S Performance just so I can say I've had the last and the best? Or do I hold out hope that there will be a rethink, because Tesla can do some odd things at times too, and one tweet is all it takes to we'll deliver, Plaid, Australia. That could happen. Doubtful, but it could happen. Or maybe they will bring the Cybertruck here, or the Roadster, and maybe pigs will fly. So what I want you to do is drop us a comment below and let me know, what should I do? Will there be a Model 3 Plaid coming? Apparently not. Elon himself confirmed that a year ago, but he also said that, he also said the Roadster's going to fly. Drop us a comment below, and thank you once more for listening to Range Anxiety.